Right, now on to lesson number 1. So the very first thing that we're going to do is that we are going to check the items in this box, okay? And then after we check the items, we are going to start building immediately. So let's not waste time. Get your box. You can pause the video here, teacher, and then once everybody gets their boxes, let's do the item check. Alright, so this is what we have in terms of the parts that you found inside the packet and which you found inside the box. So let me go through it one by one. Make sure that you follow precisely. Now you will find 2 pieces of chassis, 2 pieces of acrylic boards cut out in a certain shape. May look very weird now, but you understand why there are so many shapes cut out later on. Okay, so two wheels. And you're going to have this small shiny little thing residing in a small shiny little ball right here. Now, I know your itchy fingers are like to start playing with the ball. Do not play with the shiny ball. Next, you're going to have 2 motors. Now, please be very careful. Don't yank too hard on these wires here. They are soldered in, but knowing you guys, with your propensity for itchy fingers, please do not yank on these wires. You will need those. Okay, so you have 2 motors. You have a battery pack. Now the battery pack that you'll be getting may or may not be different from this. Your teacher will let you know. If I'm not mistaken, you'll be getting a new battery pack, an easier battery pack. Alright, you will be given screwdrivers. You may not be given the whole set. This is teacher's privileges. I get a nice gold full set. That's for me. For you, you might get something different. Live with it. Next, you're going to have a little packet of screws and parts and whatnot. Do not lose any of these parts. Okay? The small little screws and the small little nuts are very easily lost. Please be careful. Do not lose your nuts. Next, you'll have a set of instruction booklets. Keep this with you. Don't lose it. In case you don't want to listen to me, at least you have the instructions. But of course, please listen to me. Alright, so what we're going to do is that we're going to start off with the motor and wheel assembly. So we are not going to use all of this. We are just going to focus on the parts. Alright, so these are the parts that we need. Boom. Okay, so these are the parts that we need. So from the little bag, what you need to do is to take out 4 of these small little T-shaped joints. You'll need 4 long screws like these. Okay, you need 4 long screws. You'll need 4 nuts to go with the screws. So you'll need these 4 small nuts. Right? You'll need this plate. This is the bottom plate. Please do not take the wrong plate. They are of different shapes. Don't be a gundu and take the other one. And you need 2 of these motors right here. Okay, so here we go. Now, at any one point in time, if you're not sure, you can always look at your instructions. So, I'm going to take this. I'm going to shift these aside. I'm going to take 1 motor. I'm going to take 2 of this aside. Alright? So let's start with these. So what I want to do is that I want to arrange it like this. Okay? And I want to take 2 of these and I'm going to attach 1 motor first. Now I know in your instructions, if you're following instructions, they ask you to use 1 of these wheels. Okay, they want you to use 1 of these wheels, but to be honest, it's not necessary. It's just going to fall off after a while, so we're going to scrap this. Out it goes. Okay, so take 2 of this. Now you'll realize that there are slots over here that if I take this and I slot it in like so, slot it in, and I take the other one. Now this is going to be a bit hard, but what this does is that it's going to help hold your motor in place. Okay, so the motor, the wires are going to be facing inwards. So place it here, and the other one, place it over here. And you're going to arrange it so that you see these two holes here. See these two holes along the motor? What we want to do is to align the two holes with the T-shaped holder, motor holder, so that we can fix the motor in place. Okay, and how we are going to hold it in place is by using this screw, right? So let me put this in. I'm going to place the screw through here to the bottom hole, and it should align up very nicely out the other way. Okay, hope you can see it. You can see the screw peeking out there, playing peekaboo with you. Yeah, so this is how it should work. And what we're going to do is that we're going to do the same thing for the top hole. So we're going to place this through, and it should align out such that you have the two screws peeking out from the motor holder like so. Okay, so this fella, these screws are going to fall out if you're not going to secure them. So how we're going to secure them is that we're going to use the small nuts. Now the bottom one is going to be a bit tricky. So what you'll have to do is that you'll have to kind of get the nut in. You can see I'm not getting this properly. So I want to hold it there. I want to hold it there while I take the screwdriver and I screw it in. Finally, I got it. I got it in. All right, so top one should be slightly easier. Hold it in place while you screw it in. Maneuvering it. Okay, so this is one side of the motor fixed in. Okay, it should look like this. And we are going to do the next side. Okay, so I've gotten the parts for the next side. And we are going to do exactly the same. Okay, so if you missed out on the first motor, we would need two of these motor holders. The first one, you slide it through up here. Okay, same thing, the wires facing inwards. And we are going to take a screw. We're going to slide this fella in. Slide it. Carry on sliding the screw into the bottom hole. Okay. And it should slide out in here. Right, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try, oh my goodness, this is going to be a nightmare for me. I'm going to try screwing on the nut with this blocking my fat fingers. So wish me luck. Here we go. Success! Okay, next we are gonna complete the motor assembly. This is a nightmare for people with fat fingers. Okay, we are done. So the two motors. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. One of the wires broke. But that sucks. Means I have to solder it back. And I hate soldering. Okay, finally, we got it soldered back, and now we can get on to our assembly. Okay, so this is where we are at right now. We have the motors attached onto the chassis, like so. And next, we are going to take the wheels, and we are going to attach it to the motor. Here we go. Now, this is one of the simplest parts. You can see that the wheel, at the axis, there is a hole there which would correspond to the shape of the protrusion from the motor. So all you need to do is to align the hole to the protrusion according to its shape and just snap it in. Use a bit of strength, snap it in. Like this, okay, and do the same for the other side. And there we go. It should look something like this right now. Okay, so this is where we are at right now. You have completed fixing up the motors to the chassis, and yeah, this playing with the nuts thing was a real pain. I know, I feel you. We've also attached on the wheels, and this is where it should be right now. Alright, if you managed to do so without losing any parts, without losing your nuts, without breaking off the wire like I did, well done. Give you a clap. Give you a pat on the back. You're a champion. Keep it up. Hope you don't screw up in the future. Now, right now, once you're done with this, pack up everything neatly back into the bag. Put everything back inside your box. And I'll see you next time where I'll teach you how to fix up more parts on your car. Thank you, class.